Soul Garden. Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. Namaste. Welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Rayman Witecki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your karmic story together this week. Well, this week we are wrapping up the sun in Leo. That's the I love state of awareness emanating from our heart chakra. We're going to go from step 25 to being tested at step 29. We also have a full moon this week. And at the end of the week, the sun shifts into IB Virgo, the most real sign of all 12 signs. Now, emotionally, it starts off a little conservative. On Sunday and Monday, the moon is in Capricorn, but then the moon goes to a full moon status in Aquarius Tuesday, Wednesday. Then things get kind of slippery, sloppy in Pisces Thursday, Friday, and then this weekend it gets intense again with the moon crossing that T-square. The moon signs most affected are the Capricorn Cancer spectrum, Aquarius Leo during the full moon, Pisces Virgo, and of course next weekend the Aries and Libras will be running around the planet. Now looking at orbits, man, most emotions will affect crown and third eye this week, but at the end of the week the moon does go all the way down back to the root chakra, so you might have fears of survival on the weekend. Other planets affected, of course, are our solar plexus with Jupiter, but Mercury has now moved up to the heart chakra, which means that thoughts can affect your heart. Your mind can go the wrong direction and suddenly break your heart. So be careful, mind does lead to heartache if not well managed. Now looking at the planets, the same old corporates are here. For one, the soul pyramid in water, a grand trine between Neptune, Saturn, and that party down in Cancer. Now that does get struck when the moon crosses Neptune in Pisces later this week. Of course, we have a full moon on Tuesday, Wednesday. That is a tug of war between the sun and the earth and the moon, and that will mean literally a detachment moment where you have to let go of the things you don't love so you can embrace the things you do love. Also, that T-square. Oh, what fun it is to ride, right? Well, the moon is going to cross over Uranus this weekend, and that's going to really light up this T-square. In each of your horoscopes, I'll describe what that means for you. Here you can see the moon crossing over the earth right before it hits the solar pyramid. So the full moon is pretty intense. It hits us, makes us pull apart, and then the moon crosses that solar pyramid right away, forcing us to kind of update those emotions immediately. Well, let's take the ascension elevator up, shall we, and take a bird's eye view of you.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Hello, my producers and Taurus risings, and welcome to 33,000 feet for a bird's eye view of you and the stories going on in your soul biography. Well, the primary orbit deals with the sun in Leo, which for you is the establishment of the castle. Becoming the king or queen of your own castle, your home, family, and foundation. That's where you're stepping into this week, really feeling on top of that. That is essential to support career and legacy efforts at whatnot. At the bottom of that spectrum, of course, was the way you respond emotionally to yourself. This, of course, coming upon the expansion of emotional thoughts. And let's talk about that orbit. Saturn in Scorpio says it's a whole new mirage for the Tauruses. It's time to begin to create new vows, vows of peace, vows of keeping yourself in harmony with yourself and therefore with everyone else by default. So Taurus is moving forward with marriage and partnerships this week, and the soul pyramid unites your social identity at the same time when you do that, and also your thinking and attitude. So thoughts, attitude, marriage, and social belonging all shifting. And lastly, the struggle for greater interfaith. Taurus is climbing in a big way when it comes to greater interfaith, being stronger on the inside, which makes Tauruses durable on the outside. But that interfaith struggle does trigger the T-square going on between Capricorn and Cancer, or the arguments going on in Tauruses between the way things should be, Pluto and Capricorn, and the way that the mind is operating now. So as we start off this week with these stories, You are stepping into passion, really. When it's about becoming the king or queen of your castle, it's about really stepping into an emotional foundation that allows you to experience togetherness with your family and the world. So being emotionally well-fed baby and inner infant leads to connecting to everyone on the planet and having the strength to manifest everything you want to manifest. The sun moves from step 25 to step 29 this week, where you'll be tested on your emotional security Thursday. Just so you know, put that in your calendar. Tested on emotional security Thursday. Then you'll begin to focus on my favorite transit, inner child, which starts on Friday, and personal dreams. So that'll be fun. Meanwhile, Mars is making you very testy and argumentative, with it wrapping up its transit of expanding emotional attitude in the mind, the I think state of awareness. And Jupiter is putting final touches on healing old mind games for good now that might go back to childhood, and your mind starting to be able to run creatively forward, especially in the inner child transit. Now, Saturn in Scorpio is the part of the mirage. It has now moved to step 6, which means make peace with thyself at all costs, bull. It is time to make peace, be the best partner you've ever had, and stand by your own side. You know how to do this, it's just that you don't do this, and that means emotional boundaries must be drawn with yourself in times of responsibility or need. Now, last week in the story of Sun and Leo, the real quantum shift was really around Thursday, Friday, where emotions might have really been tested to slip. Your own personal feelings, your own attitude. Uranus was ruling the day, and you might have wanted to have a total temper tantrum. You might have seen very clearly where you need emotional support for yourself and where you can give yourself emotional support. This week, it starts with a very psychic, intuitive day on Sunday, and the moon in Capricorn making you very pensive and theoretical. So that whole emotional debate between what you should do and what your mind is telling you really is strummed up on Sunday and particularly on Monday. And really, don't forget, the background story is, are you managing and nurturing your inner infant? Are you managing your inner emotions? That's the story, even though all other parts of your life tend to be triggering. Then on Tuesday, it's a full moon in Aquarius, and for the Taurus and Taurus risings, that means getting very passionate about the future, legacy, and career. And it is that passion for legacy and career that probably allows you to let go of some attachments, some wet blankets or blankies that your inner child needs to let go of, and also focus on the emotional support you actually do need. So very passionate about career, legacy, future, or wanting that future, but that really giving you the strength to stand up for your feelings. Again, your home situation is more important than career, even though the full moon is really distracting us. And action rules the day. So Mars is ruling the day. You need to take action to improve your emotional home or foundation on Tuesday because that improvement is necessary for you to feel good and complete this transit. On Wednesday, you're holding space. In other words, doing what you do best, just loving and trusting that if you sit on this spell, it will hatch. And that is a trust. With the moon in Capricorn, you are still very theoretical. The moon in Aquarius, you're still very professional. And you are also, with Jupiter moving to 12 degrees, your mind is starting to open on quantum levels. So Tuesday is a day of holding space, and the mind starts to really begin to run. Thursday is a test of that emotional security. It is a test of your ability to be well-grounded, a test of your ability to self-nurture. So the whole test of emotion happens Thursday. Now, emotions move to friends and society, so it could be some sort of social reaction, or public persona, or an effort to be in the public that triggers the test of your emotional grounding. And don't forget, when emotions do go to social, it does light up that soul pyramid in water, which means as you're being tested in society, you have to also be very good to yourself in the mirage. You have to also be very positive in your attitude. So the test of emotional foundation and self-nurturing is also a bit of a test of your intellect and your emotional responses to thoughts. Then on Friday, things really shift. The sun moves into 0 degrees Virgo. 0 means 0, and that's the no man's land between two states of awareness. It does mean emotions will dry up, and now your inner child is coming online. And that's what you're focusing on for the next 30 days, is inner child development, connection to the prince or princess. Now that your emotional field is hopefully kind of in the clear, drilling down to what your heart really wants and manifesting that into a reality. All right. So on Friday, kind of clouded, and maybe the inner child is starting to throw some tantrums or starting to pout a bit. The moon is in Pisces at this point, so emotions are pulling you to society and issues in society as your inner child is waking up. Then this weekend, a bit cloudy and a bit temperamental. That's because you are discovering where you're unhappy in life, and at the same time, your emotions are going underground. So you are subconsciously triggered, Taurus and Taurus risings, the coming weekend. And that trigger does light up that T-square, which means that the debate between what you should be doing and what your mind is saying you're doing is definitely on fire and part of the story to keep that mind calm. But don't forget, with the sun in Virgo, the story is your heart happy? And so no matter what is triggering you this weekend, it is about, is my heart happy? Excuse us, video glitch. Is my heart happy? That's the cue that it's about this weekend, is about whether or not your heart is happy, and we're going to be taking surveys on whether your heart is happy, really for the first chapter of Sun in Virgo. Grounding back down to earth, you've got just 1 week to get a serious joy reading for just $99.99, where you'll get one-on-one with me on camera if it's Skype, or I'll call you over the phone. It is recorded on MP3, and you can book immediately. Some people are booking the next day. Come on down to soulmark.me for that. Also, while you're down there, check out Jumpstart the Heart. This is a 90-minute seminar I do on Saturdays or Sundays. Check the dates, where in just 90 minutes, in a little guided hangout, we will come together, kumbaya on our heart, and jumpstart the heart. That's what it's all about. So if you've lost touch, especially as we're going into an inner child transit, come do this. It's so worth it, and I have testimonial results there on the website, so check that out too. I'm not just saying, you know. And Lightcast Bootcamp is launching up starting Sundays after Labor Day. I will bring your Lightcast into reality. That is a coaching and how to manifest reality. So students show up with a wish, and by the end, 80 to 85% are manifesting that wish. If you want something to change, find the wife, find the husband, manifest the job, career manifestation, this is the class where I coach you there. It's well worth the money. And if you don't have the money, well, come on down to my free show. It is called Practical Wizardry, where each week I help people step in their heart. It tapes at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, and it does come back out on the weekend on the mothership, so you can watch them if you can't make them. Remember, all these products and services are available at soulmart.me, and they do keep me on the air delivering horoscopes for you week after week. All right, producers, go out there and produce first the castle and then the rest. I'll see you in 7 days with more. Until then, live, love, be.